Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Cups, happiness. This is joy. This is superabundance. This is someone who is following their bliss, pursuing their happiness. This is abundance on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes, right? 3, 3, and 3. It is a happiness multiplier. You are a happiness multiplier. Claim that right now. Claim it right away. Which basically means that everything that you're touching right now is better off. Everything that you come in contact with feels better because you're around, okay? I think that people in your life love to be near you. I feel that you have a way of lighting up a room. Again, you're a happiness multiplier, right? So I think when you interact with things, you do so in such a way that you both leave the interaction better than you were before. You know, like with people and with pets and plants, I don't know. Everything seems to benefit from your presence right now, okay? I feel like you're a very loyal person. I feel like you stay and you show up even when other people head for the hills, okay? People probably feel that you are you're like a steady force in their life, okay? I think that you are ready for the blessings to come into your life. You're ready for everything you touch to be multiplied. Okay, it's a 9, right? 9s are function cards; they're verbs, and the 9 is the multiplier. The 9 is the force multiplier, and thankfully you got the 9 of Cups, which is that happiness multiplier. Yeah. So let's see where and how your happiness is multiplying right now. There we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. Everything that you touch right now is healing. Okay. 4 of Cups. Wow, good water. A lot of water energy here. We have a Princess of Swords. We have a Knight of Cups. And we have a Knight of Swords. Interesting with the swords on the outside. And then we have vertically here, we've got all this water energy. Okay. So the air is kind of bookending all of this emotional energy. I kind of feel that there is a shift toward more engagement, maybe more gratitude, more rituals and habits of love, appreciation, of kindness. I think that you are multiplying your happiness now in small ways that are compounding. Yeah, especially with that Knight of Cups. The giving and receiving of love and affection. Okay. All right. Here we have a 3 of Pentacles. We have a 7 of Wands. You have a Knight of Wands, and you have a Queen of Cups. A lot of court cards here. So there's a lot of people around you right now, or a lot of people that are affected by the work that you're doing. Whatever you're doing now, these could all be strangers. But you have that ability to change lives, to really have an impact, to really touch people's lives right now. Okay? And I think that you have a healing touch. I wouldn't be surprised if you're in the medical field, or if you do some kind of spiritual or energetic healing, if you do emotional or mental wellness practice of some kind for others. or if you're literally like, in nursing or EMT or doctor type of stuff, okay? Some kind of healthcare role, maybe you're an ER tech, I don't know. I was an EMT for a little while. So I can understand that this vibe might be here for you too. I want to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down. Whoa, we got some volunteers. We're going to set our mystery card down right here with Mr. Ed, our tiny horse. Now, we're not going to look at that horse, of course, until the very end of the reading. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put that prediction in the comments section down beneath the video. Now, the volunteers happen to be the Queen of Swords and an Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is that gift, that invitation that you are being given by Spirit to do those small gestures. You are being given the gift of the opportunity to share your gift, to share who you are with the world. See, it's all about those little things right now. I think that you have a way of making people feel really loved by the little things. Like you're a thoughtful person. You're very considerate. You show up for people in a way that really means something to them. You show up in the way that matters. It's not about what you're giving them, right? But it's about what is revealed about you through what you show other people, or how you interact with other people, or what you give other people, Like if you're giving a gift to somebody, they can see that you really are somebody that pays attention and shows up and pays attention to other people and values other people, right? You're probably a very good gift giver. I feel like you have the healing touch right now, though. And I feel like Spirit is giving you a ticket, giving you this Ace of Pentacles, saying, here is a surprise opportunity that if you can come out of your sort of refuge, okay, out of your Four of Cups, you could really be part of this emotional, energetic flow. Okay, I feel like this is a lot of love and happiness that's gonna really start flowing. This happiness flow, right, is going to shift through those small, grounded gestures, those small acts of kindness. The little things in life are going to make all the difference right now, okay? I am feeling that there's some kind of it's either like a food taste or like a smell that really is like unlocking a memory for you. And I don't know what that is, but there's something that either recently or very soon is going to be that food, that taste or the smell of some dish that is going to really like, I don't know, it's almost like the way I kind of smell when I smell evergreen trees. Really makes me think of the winter holidays and things like that. Certain food, just even maybe it's the visual appearance of it, but I feel like it's the taste or like the smell of something. Maybe it's, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into fall now pretty soon, and they've got the pumpkin spice lattes everywhere now. Just saw the first one the other day out in the wild. I saw it. And it's like, yeah, I don't really, maybe don't care, it's maybe too sugary for me, but I love the smell. I do like the taste, but I just like the vibe that it brings in, For all of our friends and community members in the Southern Hemisphere, I know you're moving into spring now, so I'm sure you have your own sort of symbols or tastes or smells that usher in that vibe for you. Maybe you can let me know what some of those things are. Where you live, okay? And that kind of, to me, is part of the Knight of Cups. Maybe it's that time where we're going to start really like sharing with other people. It's a time of abundance. And I think we're bringing in some of that love and that abundance. We're bringing in that healing. We're bringing in all the people around you. We even have a Queen of Swords, another court card, right? And it happens to be another air card. So it's kind of like we have this great mix of air and the water here. But what we don't have is any major arcana. Really, really strange today. Just had that happen for Aries too. There's no major arcana cards here. And I don't feel that it's because Spirit is abandoning us. No. I feel like Spirit is saying, you know what you're doing. Whatever you're choosing, if you choose to take the ticket and take the ride, Spirit will support you. If you choose not to, if you choose to stay in the Four of Cups, storm shelter, the refuge, the sort of safe harbor, if you choose to stay here, Spirit will support that too. Okay? If it's kind of saying that you still need more time to recover or heal, that's okay. Spirit is supporting whatever you do right now. Spirit's saying, you can trust your decisions here. Okay? You can trust the energy that you're feeling and the inspiration that you have. Spirit doesn't need to come here and hold your hand right now. Okay? So we don't have that. I feel like Spirit's the table today. Okay? You got fire. You've got obviously water cards, a lot of water. It's all about the love, all about the flow of this healing, intuitive, expressive, intimate energy. Okay? The love flow is really being emphasized. And of course we have air and air and air. And then we've got a couple of earth cards. Okay? Couple of earth cards. So the 8, right? The 9 and the 8 of cups here. This is really about you realizing those areas of your life that need to be sort of given the love. You know, you have this happiness multiplier, this abundance multiplier, this super abundant sort of energy about you right now. And that's present in your life, and it's here. It's like it's free around you. The 8 of cups is kind of asking you if you're ready to receive that. You know, if you're ready to sort of get back out there, or to try again, or to extend your hand to others, offer the world your gift, maybe, to share yourself with other people, share your food, right, or share your music, or share your space, share your time, effort, energy, money, or space. Or if maybe you feel as if you're not quite ready, your vessel isn't yet repaired. Because that's kind of the question here about the 8 of cups. You can see that it's kind of chipped and broken. The cups are leaking. It's kind of saying like, right now you heal by connecting with other people. That's going to help you heal. The little things day to day, these small grounded kind of rituals and acts of kindness and those expressions of love. That's how you heal others, and that's how you heal. Okay? I think that, I think something had happened. Well, there was some kind of almost feels like it was a delay. But I feel like something that you were kind of hoping that would be in your life didn't arrive on time, or still hasn't maybe arrived. And so it's kind of like you maybe you're not really ready to start moving forward. So I feel like there is something that needs to be let go of. Okay? There's something that we have 2 queens, which is very, very interesting, because we have knights. We have 1, 2, 3 knights. Okay? But we have the couple of queens of the water and the air variety. So the water and the air, of course, is the emotions, the heart, and the thoughts, right? The swords. So in your heart and mind, there's still this need to kind of let go of something that was either corrupted from the past, okay, or something that you already walked away from, and now you walked away. Maybe you're in the storm shelter, you're in the refuge, right? But there still needs to be that mental, emotional processing of that ending, whatever that was. Maybe that's the 8, right? The 8 typically shows the hermit walking away from something, walking away from an emotional roller coaster, basically, right? So I feel that you got away from something, and it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be, but I feel that it was maybe more about you I don't know if being rejected, like you're sharing yourself with something or somebody, or you're putting yourself out there and it didn't work out so well. Maybe it was an event and you got embarrassed. It was an interaction. It was a job interview and they said no. It was maybe a relationship and they kind of ended it, or you ended it. But so I feel like there's this kind of like there was a need for you to kind of go within, go to the safe harbor and sort of fix the boat, you know. And, well, now that we have this Nine of Cups, it kind of feels like there's a lot of good stuff out. You have really the opportunity to multiply your happiness, okay? And I think that it's sort of Spirit's way of asking you, like, are you ready to kind of, you know, buy the ticket, take the ride, so to speak? Okay. So there was something, anyway. Yeah. The Four of Cups underneath the surface here. Internally, this is kind of a emotional fortitude, emotional protection. Again, it's the storm shelter, the refuge, the safe harbor. You're protecting your heart from the storms. We're not talking literal boats here, you know. It's the emotional storm. And you're protecting your heart from any more emotional storms. So there was a storm. Now you're safe from that storm. And I think you're sort of peeking out the blinds, like wondering, is that storm still here? The weather, is it clearing up, or is it going to get bad again? It's kind of like, you know, it's like a kid who's saying, well, it seems like maybe the sun's coming out. Maybe I can go outside and play. But I'm going to sit here and look out the window for a few more minutes because maybe the sky's going to get dark and it's going to start pouring rain again. So I want to make sure before I go up out of the storm shelter, you know, or the storm cellar, I guess. But I feel like, you know, it's kind of like Spirit inviting you out. Spirit's kind of showing you like, hey, there's something else that you can come out and do that's going to be very good for you, and a way of connecting with other people and kind of just like getting back out, getting back on the horse, maybe in a way. Yeah. So you're being very patient with yourself. But at some point, I think we need to take action. There's an opportunity at least. But again, Spirit's going to support whatever you want to do. Okay? You have the ability right now. You're the one that's holding on to that treasure. And it's up to you when you feel like getting back out there into the world, and whether this is kind of going on the job interviews, going out on auditions, whether this is you performing your music or something again, whether this is you going back to the open mic night, or the poetry slam, or whether this is you kind of going back out with your friends, or being willing to date again, or whatever. Okay, getting back to the, I don't know, the easel and the canvas and your watercolors, or what, you know, I don't know. Getting back to the thing that I feel like kind of hurt your feelings recently. You know, maybe it was the painting or something, or your art, and you just had a really bad day, or it was rejected, or some experience kind of, it soured the taste. Okay. But I think now you're starting to be you're starting to smell the pumpkin pie cooking in the oven again, and you're like, I want to get back out there. Maybe it's a family thing. Maybe something happened with the family. It feels like, honestly, that feels like there was some kind of a misunderstanding that may have taken place, some kind of a friction or a beef with a family member. And it may be that, like, the holidays are coming, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I feel like it's going to be very similar, moving into spring or moving into autumn. It feels like there's just kind of this renewal thing that's happening in either hemisphere, you know. But I feel that with the Princess of Swords, that there was some kind of a disagreement or argument or misunderstanding with somebody. And it kind of made you feel like you had to defend yourself a little bit. And rather than doing that, you just kind of said, screw you, I'm out of here. and you went into that storm shelter. It may be that there were rumors or gossip, or there was just something going on that you didn't like. It didn't make you feel very good, or you took it as a personal insult, something. And you kind of said, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to see those people. I don't want to go hang out with them anymore. I'm not going to go in any family functions. I kind of feel like you're ready to get back to it. Okay. Because you have this Nine of Cups right in the middle. I think the Nine of Cups is really about kind of, getting back to the happiness, getting back to the love, to the joy. And this might have something to do, well, this could be at work, I guess. This could be at home. It could be at school. I think you're ready to kind of let this go, and you're ready to get out of this storm shelter and say, okay, you know what? I do want these things. I do want to go and get the love and the affection, and I do want to, reconnect, with whatever this might be. If it's pets, it's plants, it's people. Okay. The Knight of Cups here at the top is that we're kind of ready to participate again. All of the knights are ready to leap forward. This is you leaping forward with heart. Your heart wants to leap forward. This is you leaping forward, making the kind of mental decision to leap forward. The Knight of Wands, however, is in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. Now, this is a card that is kind of, in a way, hesitating to leap forward. So there's still part of you that is saying, no, maybe it's too soon. Maybe I'm not really ready yet. Yeah. But the Knight of Cups to me is the card of the giving and receiving of love and affection. I think you need that. I think you want that in your life. And I think that this is about your random acts of kindness, those little gestures that you do that make all the difference in the world for other people. And I think that you're ready to kind of continue being yourself. You're not going to, whatever happened, you're not going to let that really sour your nature. You're not going to let that sully your experience of life. Okay? Whether that means that somebody is out of your life, or you're just kind of you're not going to talk to that person anymore, and you're not going to let them bother you anymore. But you're definitely not going to let them, whatever they did, I don't know, maybe it's an Aries person. You're not going to let their behavior change how you interact with the world or how you feel about the world. It's like you really love to go bowling, but there's somebody else that goes bowling in the same place you do, in the same league or something, and you don't like that person anymore. They're rude, they're mean, they're not very thoughtful, they're inconsiderate, fine. But does that mean that you're never going to go back to the bowling alley because that person's going to be there? No, because then they win, So I feel like this is you realizing that, okay, maybe that person's just not meant for me, but you shouldn't let them change the way you want to live your life. Does that make sense? So I feel like the Knight of Cups is ready to sort of be vulnerable again, ready to put yourself out there, ready to give the world your gift. Yeah. Because it's yours to sort of, this is your love, your superabundance that you have inside of you. And it's yours to kind of do what you want with it. It's your love energy. Okay. And it might be, maybe you're cooking. Maybe this is your crab curry, your gumbo, that you're just saying, I'm going to keep making it. Maybe one person didn't like it, and they said something mean about it. Okay, fine. You don't have to eat it. I'm still going to make it. Everybody else likes it. Is that kind of energy. Yeah. And Spirit is really, with that Ace of Pentacles that flew in, is really telling you, look, you need to step forward here. You need to step out of the storm shelter. Okay? You're going to increase the good things in life. You're going to multiply your happiness and the happiness of other people by getting out of the the refuge, getting out of the storm shelter, storm cellar, okay, and doing these small gestures that are true to your nature, okay, true to your nature. Yeah. We have a Knight of Swords in the future position. It's kind of like we're ready to begin, so like your heart and your mind are ready to begin something, but we can't do that until your heart and your mind let go of something. Let go of the grudge, let go of the resentment, or let go of the hurt feelings from that person. It doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them if they hurt your feelings, or you realize that they're not the kind of person you want to interact with. You don't have to forgive them or be their best friend. You can simply choose to let it go. Okay? You can process everything that you've experienced and release it. And maybe that means forgiving in your heart, kind of forgiving it, letting it go. It doesn't mean that you have to excuse their behavior or even talk to them ever again. Okay? But it's interesting that we have these knights that want to leap forward. We're hesitating, though. We're unable to leap forward right now because we haven't yet let go of something that's dragging behind us. Okay? So we don't want to let that turn into an anchor. Yeah. Okay, so Path of this. Now, I want you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, by the way. On the Path of the Serpent, we have the Three of Pentacles. This is you kind of getting back to work. This is you getting back to doing the things, to getting back to kind of pushing forward in whatever it is you do in life. This is life outside the storm cellar, you know. Things are getting back to business. This is the card of work. It's a card of business. It's a card of transactions. It's the card of kind of like, you know, you're getting back to the almost like the routine of life, living how you live, doing things the way you do them. You're getting back to sort of spreading the love around, you know, and showing your gratitude and connecting people. I feel like you do something that puts you in touch with a lot of people. Okay. Maybe this is you getting back to writing, you getting back to the open mic night, this is you getting back to cooking, you know, or getting back to sharing your gift with the world. Is you getting back to work. Maybe this is, it has to do with your job. And maybe there's been that one person at work that something happened with them. I don't know what it was. But then it kind of like, you kind of shut down for a while. And then you weren't even hanging out with your friends. You weren't laughing like you usually do. You weren't spreading the joy around. And I think people can tell, like, what's going on, you know, with you. I think whatever happened with that other person, who again, maybe it's an Aries. I don't want to throw Aries under the bus. I love Aries, but maybe. Whatever happened with them affected you very deeply. And until you acknowledge, with our Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords up here, until you acknowledge how deeply that person affected you by what they did, you're not going to be able to move forward. Okay? You're not going to be able to move forward. The Seven of Wands in the environment shows that it kind of, it's now, whatever happened with them has turned into kind of just general frustration. And even with other people, that holding on to whatever happened back here is affecting your other relationships in a negative way. Okay. Sometimes this feels like the harmony is being blocked by something. Yeah. And sometimes even with this, it feels like your happiness is being blocked by something. And maybe this isn't necessarily about a person in particular, but not about a person that's blocking you, but perhaps a decision or some event that you feel has prevented you from moving forward with whatever maybe this is your business plan, or this is your art or something, or this is like, for instance, you're going on auditions, you want to act or something, yeah. And it feels like somebody made a decision that blocked you from getting the part you wanted. Okay, now maybe that person, they're just doing their job, maybe, right? Maybe they don't, it's nothing personal, right? But it's the fact that that event now sort of prevented you from moving forward. Okay, so I kind of see with the Seven of Wands here, it's like there's a wall that you keep banging your head against. Yeah, and I think it has something to do with your progress in some area of your life. Now, the obvious kind of interpretation of all this water is that has to do with love. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. What it means is that this is an emotional experience for you. This is affecting how you feel about yourself, how you feel about life, how you feel about what you're doing, how you feel about your passion, your talent. Let's say it is about acting. When you get a rejection, it kind of affects how you feel about your craft, about your talent. And then maybe the Eight of Cups is kind of saying like, I'm just no good at this, I guess. You know, maybe I'm really bad at, maybe this isn't for me. It affects kind of how we view ourselves and the work that we're doing. Spirit wants you to get back to work. I think there is an opportunity that's coming that's going to allow you to kind of do your thing, whatever it is, and get past this blockage. But we have to kind of let go of whatever you're holding on to, whether it's the rejection by a person, it's a kind of a personal insult, or whether it's through that kind of professional situation, someone's just doing their job, it was business, but releasing that energy that is leading, that is blocking your happiness. Because see, we want happiness. What we have here is hopelessness. I want to be happy, but right now I feel like it's hopeless. Why? Because that person rejected you, or they said something mean, or they criticized your gumbo, or whatever it was, right? They wouldn't let you act in the play, or they didn't give you the part in the movie. That cannot be your cause for retreat. Now, you retreat a little bit, you go home, you lick your wounds. Spirit is sending you another opportunity. Guess what? There's another audition tomorrow. Okay? There's another step you can take right away. As soon as you're done in the storm shelter, this opportunity is there for you. Are you going to buy the ticket, take the ride? Are you going to take this opportunity? Spirit's handing you a slip of paper with an address on it. And I think it's going to serve you very well to go and do it. You know, even though you're coming off of that rejection, it's almost like the faster you get back on the horse, the faster you're going to make progress. The more likely it is that you're going to win, you're going to succeed, you're going to have the breakthrough, you know. So the longer you stay in the storm cellar, the less likely it is that you'll ever emerge and go on another audition. Maybe this is an open mic night. Maybe you do stand-up comedy. Maybe you bombed. There was one heckler in the audience or something. In a way, that heckler just doing their job, okay? But the problem is when we take that so personally, and of course you take it personally because it's personal, right? Of course you're going to take it personally. How quickly can you recover from that? How quickly can you get right back to banging your head against that door in order to get through and keep, get up again and go do it? Okay. So the Knight of Wands really is the energy that you need, but you find it to be very difficult for you to just get up and go. I think that you're somebody who is very sensitive, and you do take things personally, even if they weren't meant to be personal. You can't help but take it personally. Of course it's personal because somebody said, I wasn't good enough to get the part. Somebody in the audience said, I wasn't funny. Well, that's personal. I don't believe in this like, oh, it's not business, it's personal. Well, you're aiming it at a person, so it's personal to me. It doesn't matter if this is business or not. If this is the job, it's still personal. You know, I've been let go of jobs before, and the boss would say, "Don't worry, it's just business, Paul. It's not personal." So what the heck you mean it's not personal? Of course it's personal. And I was a layoff company, was downsizing, and there was budget issues and all this kind of stuff. They were letting a lot of people go. Everybody would say, well, it's just business. It's nothing personal about you. Like, no, but it is personal because it's affecting my personal life. It's affecting how I survive, Anyway, rant over. The problem here is that there are more opportunities there for you, and you need to jump back into your process, jump back into this work or this path or this process or this arena and do it again. Okay? But in order to do that, your heart and your mind have to let go of the last thing that didn't work out your way and use these nights to then leap forward quickly and take this opportunity that's coming your way. I feel like this is going to be the big payoff. This is going to be the big break that you've been waiting for. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. A lot of court cards here, which is very interesting. A lot of people around. Maybe it's competition. Maybe these are other people auditioning. Maybe it's the idea that you're doing something in front of an audience, something like that. What do you think this card's going to be? I think it's going to be the Magician, really. Or it's going to be maybe another Princess of Swords or a Page of Swords. Let's see what we have. It is the glorious, successful, triumphant Sun. This is the ticket for you to ride, okay? This is the opportunity that's going to lead to your star rising and shining. The hidden blessing here is that whatever you were rejected from was probably a POS anyway. It was some bovine excrement, right? This is the real deal. Okay? So I feel like this is now major arcana, right? I feel like Spirit is saying, look, you need to realize that that wasn't meant to be in your life. There's a reason why that was taken away or you were pushed away from that. Because your real win is in this next thing. But you've got to be willing to come out of the comfort of the storm cellar and take the ride. Spirit's giving you that slip of paper with the address on it. You go there, right? Tell them I sent you. And you're going to kick some butt. This is going to be the big break for you. This is going to be the payoff. This is the card of health, of wealth, of success, fortune and glory, recognition. Okay? The win, the triumph. You've got to be willing to come out of this and do it. You've got the happiness multiplier. And this next opportunity is the happiness multiplier. It is going to be the physical thing, the doorway that you go through. It's going to multiply your happiness greater than this past thing, this other thing, this old thing would have. Whether this is talking about your career, your creativity, your relationship, your family stuff, your school, your romantic life, it doesn't really matter. Okay? What matters is you're going to triumph. Okay? And so sometimes Spirit pushes us out of the way of something that we're not supposed to be stepping into in order for us to find the doorway that's really going to lead to our glory and our fulfillment and our happiness. This is awesome. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link in the video description here. New readings for Taurus, Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.